Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope everyone's having fantastic day. It is what it is. What it is it even? It is Wednesday. It is the Wednesday, the 17th of September. Of course, yesterday, Arsenal played Athletic Bilbao in their first Champions League game, and they won 2-0, thanks to some inspired substitutions by some, don't want to say social outcasts, but to some extent outcasts of big part of Arsenal's fan base. I'm not gonna lie, because people were willing to sell Trossard, people were willing to sell Martinelli, including myself. I'm holding my hands up. But yesterday it worked to a T, and we managed to win the game, to get the dub, and we are off with 3 points in Champions League. The performance was, well, it was bad, let's be real. But ultimately, we got the 3 points. We got it over the line. It is what it counts. And two inspired substitutions, Martinelli and Trossard, combined. 1+1 for each of them, winning the game for Arsenal. Let's just put it that way. So we're going to talk about all that. We're going to look what Mikel Arteta has waffled about after the game. Of course, I watched the game, and I was already tweeting it out. If Arsenal drew or lost even yesterday, I would have gone live. Today I feel much better than yesterday, without shadow of a doubt. But I'm not going to lie. I was about to go live with Arsenal screwed it up yesterday, just to say the least. But yeah, luckily Arsenal didn't. I got one more day off. But yeah, 2-0 win, 3 points in the books. We move on in Champions League, so we'll see what is what. So people, like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new around here. We are on 929 subscribers. We are inching towards the big, 1,000 subscribers. So we gonna go from there. So people, leave your thoughts also in the live chat so we can tackle them, we can discuss them, and see what is what. Big up AJ. Big up, AJ, the best mod in the community. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Big up. That was the most undeserved 2-0 I have ever seen. You could argue that. But I was also at the same time on the League Gunners watch along as well. Obviously, he watches La Liga religiously, more than Premier League, to be honest. I watch Premier League a bit more, right? But he said Bilbao plays like that. They pam you, and if they score early, it's a very long day for the opposing team. Besides that, they pam you. If they don't score, in the end, they lose 2-3-0. And it actually happened. So props to him. He knows his ball, and people who say he doesn't know his ball are idiots. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, 2-0, San Mamés Stadium and everything. We won the game. 3 points in the books. We move on. But yeah, I think we're going to take this step by step, because yesterday we had some shocking situations happening in the game, the starting 11 and all this stuff. It was weird. It was very, 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 very weird. But yeah, we're definitely going to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Let's be real. Obviously, Champions League is happening at the moment. So people, if you're watching Champions League and you are not here, I don't blame you whatsoever. But Arsenal won 2-0. Gabriel Martinelli off the bench comes and scores. Leandro Trossard comes off the bench and scores, thus sealing Arsenal the victory against Bilbao. And to be honest, until that, it wasn't looking great. It literally wasn't looking great. It looked like Arsenal will draw the game or even lose. Maybe you got that inkling, that PTSD as an Arsenal fan regarding the fact that the longer it is 0-0 and the longer it stays like that and closer the game gets to the end, we might actually bowl it, because that is one big PTSD Arsenal fans have, whether you want to admit it or not. Let's be real. But two outcasts in terms of Arsenal fan base, to a very big part of Arsenal's fan base, I may add, because last summer, the window just closed. People were willing to sell Martinelli. People were willing to sell Trossard. And they come off the bench and they seal us the game. And now that raises again the question, which we talked about before I got sick, before I got the flu or whatever it was, I'm not gonna lie, about the depth of the squad. And yesterday's game proved that we actually have proper depth of the squad, that we have players who can come off the bench and impact the game. Then again, let's not beat around the bush here. We should not be in this spot whatsoever. We should have actually been ahead already if we actually picked out a proper 11. And that is, of course, on Mikel Arteta. because Arsenal kicked off the game with this starting 11, which, oh my God, I need to zoom out a bit. With this starting 11, which was a bit of a worry, which was a massive worry, because as I started left, Madueke, Gyökeres, midfield of Rice, Zubimendi, and Merino, which already told me everything I need to know about creativity that's going to be non-existent. I think Arteta wanted to control the midfield, but in the first 20 to 30 minutes, Athletic Bilbao absolutely run through our midfield, so that wasn't happening. Rice got a yellow card, very dumb tackle, I just put it that way. And like there were some tackles which also were balancing on the line of being actually maybe getting the second yellow, but luckily he didn't get the yellow. Calafiori, Gabriel, Mosquera, Timba, David Raya. Obviously, everyone expected some sort of this 11. I obviously expected maybe a Ranieri start or something like that. That didn't happen. Also, Dauman was on the bench. He also didn't play, of course. But I must say, and this is for all the dumbass top gooners who think I always criticize Arsenal and don't give them any credit, and more specifically about Mikel Arteta. Was I pissed off with Mikel Arteta that he screwed it up with the starting 11? Yes, I was to the maximum extent. Was I pissed off that the subs didn't happen sooner? Yes, I was. But fair play to Mikel Arteta for making the proper substitutions at the correct time. He took off Eze and he put on Martinelli, a player that actually was necessary for this type of game, especially when the game dies out, because you could see that Bilbao were getting gassed and we needed someone with pace that can run in behind. And we needed someone a bit more techie, which was Trossard, obviously, who came on. So props to Mikel Arteta for making some actually decent substitutions. Credit where credit is due to Mikel Arteta. At the same time, I'm going to tell you this much. For what I have seen on social media, saying that Arteta is the best architect and tactician since sliced bread about yesterday's substitutions, that is a massive, massive overstatement. Massive overstatement, let's be real. Because we should not have been in this position in the first place. Because there's a very strong argument to be made that if we had a different starting 11, right, we would have scored it maybe earlier. There's a big argument to be made for that. But it is what it is, I guess. I guess it is what it is. We cannot complain too much. 3 points are on the board and we just go from there. But one of the biggest surprises for me still is tending to be Mosquera. Because Mosquera comes in from Valencia, plays against Leeds a bit, plays almost full game against Liverpool, holds his own. Let's be real. Plays full game against Forest as well, keeps a clean sheet. Now plays a full game against Bilbao, and again keeps a clean sheet. If he can keep this up, phenomenal. Because in the last few games since he has played, I'm not gonna lie, I have kind of slightly forgotten that Saliba has been injured. He was on the bench yesterday, by the way, and I didn't pay too much attention to that even. It was never in doubt. He had a very solid, very strong performance yesterday. Obviously, he has played against Bilbao quite a bit since he comes from La Liga, but overall, he has shown that he can hold his own. The more performances he has like this, the less worried I might get with the arguable, inevitable fact that Saliba might leave at some point to Real Madrid, potentially, right? In some near future, let's just put it that way. Because he has shown that he can maybe hold his own. Then again, I'm going to tell you this much. There were some instances that Mosquera you can see that Mosquera is still raw. You can still see that sometimes he feels like he's out of possession. He's chasing certain situations. Luckily, he has Timber and Gabriel, two rough guys beside him, so they clean up some of his mess. But overall, yeah, Mosquera has been very, very, very impressive since coming to Arsenal. Now, the big question is, will he start on the weekend against City? And I think he will. I'm not going to lie. I think Mosquera will start against City. And then I think that will be you could say, one of the biggest testaments for what Mosquera could be at Arsenal, because he will have to deal with Erling Haaland. Yes, Erling Haaland, he has hit some sort of a form for Man City, obviously. He's getting there. He has scored a few goals. He's the top goal scorer in Premier League as well at the moment. So time only will tell how that is going to go. By the way, Champions League, right? Liverpool 2-0 up against Atletico Madrid in 7 minutes in. Holy crap. Right? So we will see how that's going to go, because I think the back line is going to be the same. I generally believe against City we'll have the same backline of Calafiori, Gabriel Mosquera, Timba, and David Raya. The midfield most likely is going to be Rice, Zubimendi, and I don't want to believe this, but most likely Arteta will start Merino again, which really gonna piss me off, but it is what it is. And I think this could actually be the starting 11 we're gonna play on the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised. I literally wouldn't be surprised, because it looks like Arteta is very adamant not to play Eze in the 10. He wants to play him on the left wing. During the game, Arteta also was yelling at Eze not to cut in and stay out wide, to become a touchline winger more than anything, which really pissed me off, because this is starting to give me flashbacks of how Pep Guardiola ruined Jack Grealish. Because remember what Jack Grealish was at Aston Villa, and how Pep transformed him. Obviously, he won lots of titles. If we win lots of titles, I'm not going to complain. But for now, we have seen the Grealish before City, during City, and how he's at Everton right now. And that Grealish that was at City, despite the fact that he has won some titles, there is a big issue for me, very big issue. Eze could become our Jack Grealish, and I don't want to see that one single bit. And given that Martinelli scored, which was very good for his confidence, I also can see Martinelli starting on the weekend against City, by the way. I also very strongly can see that, especially that City have some issues at right-back position. I definitely can see Arteta trying to exploit that. Plus, he will want to somehow do the cover on the right side defensively as well, because we all know that Arsenal have the best defensive wingers in the league, let's be real. So definitely that's going to be that. But yeah, Mosquera impressed me the most. Again, Mosquera, another fantastic performance. What's going to happen against City? That is the big question still to this day. We'll see. Big up Mubarak. Well, Mosquera is a monster, and that's what advantage. Yeah, that is definitely, that was fantastic. Big up Andrew. Big up Andrew. Performance aside, 3 points, clean sheet, shit game, but we move on. Exactly. At the end of the day, only thing that matters are 3 points in the books, on the board, on the table, and that's what I'm happy about. Performance is a different story, and that definitely didn't convince me whatsoever. Props to Timber and Mosquera, 100%. Got to also give props to Ricky Martin for yesterday. We were mid. Yeah, we were definitely mid. We were mid, to say the least. Big up Abs. Big up Waffle Don. Big up Waffle Don. Go subscribe to Waffle Don. Here's his link in the chat as well, people. Go show him some love. Big up Tyrell, sorry. Big up Tyrell. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Go subscribe to Tyrell as well. Here is his link. Also, another Arsenal fan. Show him some love, people. As they might become Pepe 2.0. And that is the thing. That is my worry. As they could become Pepe / Grealish from City. And I don't want to see that. We have seen what happens with players when you give them their freedom. How players thrive in their certain specific roles, in their specific situations where they have given a free roam type of attack. We saw that with Grealish obviously at Villa. We saw that with Eze at Crystal Palace. And now that, for me, is the biggest worry. We could see that as well at Arsenal, that he gets ruined. Same goes for Cherki at Lyon, phenomenal. And again, Cherki was one of those few players who actually had some spice to him, let's just put it that way. And the more he has played under Pep, the more it's been taken away from him. And I don't want to see that getting lost as well in translation, which for me is the biggest worry, because football these days is such a, I don't want to say pain to watch, but it's definitely a pain to watch. And I really, really, really hope so that football kind of tries to shift away from this controlling over possession, robotic style of football. Will Arteta trust Mosquera on Sunday? Yes, he will. But personally, I'd go with him. Why not? A good test for him, and we'll show what do we have. Only reason why I wouldn't play Mosquera is if Saliba is 100%. 100% ready and fit to play. Only reason. If Saliba is not 100%, play Mosquera. Because Mosquera has had a good run of games. He has been on form. So far, God forbid, knock on wood and all that stuff, hasn't put a foot wrong as well, by the way, people. So definitely, there's a big argument for Mosquera to start against Man City. We will see. If he starts against Man City, by the way, I think that could be his big test. Like, the big exam, the SATs and all that crap that do in different countries. You put like your A-levels and all this stuff, because he's going to face Erling Haaland. Let's be real. So that could also be like his final testament in those terms. I fully agree with that, Andrew. I would much rather a match fit Mosquera than Saliba. Exactly. whilst I agree with this, they're becoming Pepe 2.0 statement, it's a blatant misuse of an asset. Well, it's Arteta. What did you expect, to be honest? What did you expect? Because it's not the first time, and unfortunately, it might not be the last time. And it's also we have seen how different other managers do that. And sadly enough, we have seen Arteta's mentor, Pep Guardiola, do that. And he takes a lot from him. Doesn't Gabriel Martinelli goal prove the best play in him is now use him at the backup 9? Exact, and that is the biggest thing. After Martinelli scored, I also tweeted that out. Down through the middle, running behind, over the top, or in between the lines ball, so defenders cannot catch him, attack with pace, through the middle as a number 9 or secondary number 9, whatever. Who knew? Who knew that Martinelli could be the most dangerous here? Oh, wait, everyone besides Mikel Arteta. Because he still persists putting Merino up top and stuff like that. Obviously, when Havertz comes back, let's be real, Havertz is going to play there after Calafiori. After Gyökeres. So, definitely. For me, the biggest question is why Arteta doesn't do that more often. Because he has done it under Emery, he was fantastic as a number 9. Let's be real. He has played a few games under Arteta as a number 9. And oh, look, he has actually performed better than on the wing most of the time. And that for me is the big question mark. Why Arteta just doesn't want to do that? But yeah, I guess time only will tell. Time only will tell about all that. But yeah, players were decent. The game was rough watch. Obviously, Hincapié played. He made his debut for Arsenal for a few minutes, which was nice to see. Maybe he's gonna get a full 90 against Port Vale. That is another hope we could actually see potentially. He's get a full 90 against Port Vale, because I don't think he's gonna start obviously against City. He might come on as a sub though. Norgard is back. He exists. Let's be real, people. Norgard exists. He's not a Tomiyasu. He actually exists. And we only utilized 4 substitutions, which is a weird one. Because I would have loved to see Ethan Wanyeri. I would have loved to see Max Dauman. Even like Miles Lewis-Skelly. I would have loved to see one of the other Arsenal players on the pitch. We use only 4 out of 5 subs that were available to us, which is a bit of an issue, but it is what it is. Anyways, people, time to move on. A very beloved segment on this channel. Mickey Mouse, Mickey Ross waffle settings at Mikel Arteta Inverted Waffle House. Get your syrup, get your popcorn, pick up your plate, and let's do this. Let's eat. If Mosquera starts, does well, and we win, then I'll acknowledge the whole. We have a depth in our squad shtick. Christian may as well be next holding if he can't handle the proper opposition. True. We will see. Obviously, we will see, because only time will tell. We need to see him against big oppositions, against big players. Obviously, Mosquera has dealt with big players already. You really think that it's easy to deal with Lewandowski? Easy to deal with Budimir from Osasuna, Moriki from Mallorca, and players like that? It's not. It's hell on earth, because they all are those type of shithousing, 6'4" type of players. Dealing with Haaland is obviously now a completely different beast. Let's just put it that way. So it's like basically dealing with Haaland is like trying to wrestle Brock Lesnar after you have beaten, I don't know, give me a shit wrestler on top of my head. I don't know who you can. Basically, you have just beaten Psycho Sid, right? Psycho Sid you have just beaten quite easily, right? And now you have to face Brock Lesnar. Basically, that's what Erling Haaland is. Arsenal against Man City, the back 4 are untouchable. Yeah, for me, definitely. Only reason why I would start Saliba if he's 100% fit. Even if he's 80% fit, I kind of would not start him, because that means he's not ready. He will be rushed back and 1 foot wrong, and he's out for a few months. And none of us want to see that. Let's be real. If he plays with Mendy and Merino 3 against City, I just don't see a win. Same. I'm not gonna lie, it's same, because we play City at home. We must be dangerous. We must be forward thinking. We must take the game to them like we did last year when we beat them 5-1. Let's be real. So we'll see what is what with that. Because obviously, big reason why Haaland has been so silent most of the time against Arsenal, and he has to do his shit talking, his antics with throwing the ball, because he needs to rattle somehow Gabriel or Saliba. He needs to do it somehow. Because he cannot beat him in fairway, he needs to do some shenanigans. Right? So now that Saliba potentially might not be playing and Mosquera plays, definitely he will be targeted to see what is what. And if he loses his cool, it could be a big issue as well. And Haaland's also a shit talker, although I'm not sure if he even affects Mosquera. We'll see. We'll see. We definitely will see. Trust me, in Spain also they talk a lot of smack on the pitch. 100%. Anyways, Mickey Ross, Mickey Mouse settings. Waffle syrup, Waffle House settings. After winning we won 2-0, no? Oh, it's on Saturday. Never mind. That's the wrong one. I'm dumb. Sorry. I'm on the wrong one. This one. I was on the wrong one. Holy crap. Anyways, Mickey Ross settings. 2-0 after Champions League. Holy crap. I just noticed. My bad. Here we go. Mickey Ross settings. On tonight's game, what amazing place to play football. I must say, one of the greatest atmospheres that I've been in. We knew that the first 20-25 minutes was going to be really tough, especially the way they played. It was so intense, a lot of direct players, a lot of duels. I think after that, we started to grow through the game. And in the second half, we were much more fluent, dominant, and looked much more of a threat. And at the end, the finishers, they made the impact for us to win the game. And overall, I'm very happy. Fair play. On what he tells our subs, that they are at least equally important as or more important. We have discussed that the finishers are going to be more important this season, sometimes more than the stars. We can change the game there, especially with the intensity that we play, especially when the team starts to drop off, and I'm very pleased to see that. Hinkapie comes in and plays 6 minutes. The first 6 minutes he's played, and Mosquera is the same. Oh, sorry, Christian Norgard is the same. That's the attitude I want from all of us. What, play 6 minutes, microwave minutes? What the hell is that? Sorry? Well, common sense from Arteta in the first question. I know, right? I know. It looks like he has wised up a bit. He cannot talk shit anymore, by the looks of things. On Gabriel Martinelli, fully deserved it. I adore Gabi. His attitude, his commitment, his positivity, what he is willing to do for the team. Externally, we certainly value all the qualities that he has and he brings to the team. And I'm so happy that today he was important in the 2 actions. Well, goal and assist, obviously. On the team rallying around Martinelli. That's the spirit. Freaking hell. That's why I really enjoy every single day working with them and being part of this team, because the way they look after each other is genuine and they really want the best for each other. They recognize someone that works every single day in a manner that Gabi does. And you can go through struggles or moments, and recognizing that and having the capacity to connect with him, I think it would mean a lot to him. Well, one normal answer, few waffles obviously going around. Cannot escape that, can we? On if Gabi had a point to prove. Well, obviously, he's been shit for almost 2 years. I'm sure that Gabi was going to react like that. He raised the level to Gabi, and he was going to do that. He has such a mentality. He's a player that is consistently willing to learn and improve himself, very demanding with himself. How about he's constantly willing to learn. How about he learns to run with his head held up high? How about he learns a few skill moves? How about some of that stuff? So it's easier for him to play. Very demanding. That's the moment that hopefully is going to give him the confidence to go, because he's done a stunning play. To be honest, his goal was great. The touch, the runaway, the blocking of the defender and everything, he did well. He actually did very, very well on that. I have to give him that. Never mind, he seems to dig deeper in the lake of waffle. Exactly. One proper answer, and that's all she wrote. On Zubimendi's performance. Zubimendi, as always, was super steady. I think he controlled the tempo of the game. Not for the first 30 minutes. As the game progressed, it was much better because he understood the spaces that were there, where we could weaken the opponent so they didn't run at us, especially as we had to turn them around. And in general, very well. Not only him, the whole midfield. We found ourselves with a little more space, but the team has grown. What's that? Big up, Terry. Big up, Terry. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Big up, Terry. Big up, my guy. Like and subscribe, people, if you haven't already. Like the stream and subscribe if you are new. On Athletic Bilbao, that they are very hardworking, very tough, very clear about what they have to do. They have a coach who gives them an identity and solutions that are very difficult to solve. To be honest, Valverde is actually a decent manager, but I wouldn't take him at Arsenal, just putting it out there. And that's why it took us so much in the first half. In the second half, I think they physically dropped. Yes, they did. You could see that they get gassed. But we have also been a little more stable with the ball, and we have traveled more together, and it has been harder to them to run. I think they have had more difficulties, but in general, I repeat, a spectacular atmosphere, and the team can compete with anyone. To be honest, playing at San Mamés is very difficult for anyone. I'm not going to lie. Saw someone say we paid 30 mil for Mosquera while Madrid paid 54 mil for Hauser. Man, not even comparable situation. 100% not comparable. 100% not even comparable in the nearest possible ways. But it is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. We'll see what is what. We'll see in a few years what is what. Yeah, people, like the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. On if the boss will get an assist for his Martinelli substitution. It's always very difficult emotionally to leave players out. Oh. I know how much they want to play this competition and what it means to them. Every time you give the lineup, you are disappointing a lot of players, but to have that experience, I looked on the bench, I looked at him, and in his eyes, I could see that he was already Leo as well. They play with a confidence and that connection between them as well, and it's really good. I think that's going to help us a lot for the season. I'm not gonna lie. Shouldn't be like, this is a big worry for me. Difficult emotionally to leave players out. Dude, it's a job. You pick 11, the best you think it is what it is. It's a decision. It's not an emotional decision. If everything was emotional, nobody would play whatsoever. Bayern scored 1-0. Come on. Chalobah scored an own goal. Nice. Trevor Chalobah scored an own goal. Fantastic. On calling our players finishers rather than substitutions. Yes, I did, and I love it because I don't like other words to describe the players. I think if the game is developing, they're going to be more important in many minutes, so the quality of those minutes is going to dictate the quality of our season for sure. Calling our players finishers rather than substitutions. What the hell is happening here? And you can already bet your ass that top Gunners are running with this, like, I don't know, like the best new invention in the world. On the atmosphere and the ground, at San Mamés, it's interesting. On managing the players emotionally. Oh, bloody hell, here we go. Let's get deep in our feelings, people. Let's get deep in our feelings. I was very clear. They know how I feel about them. So they know that when I have to leave a player on the bench or out of the squad, it hurts me. Oh. Starting from there, it's the only thing I can do. It's my job. Facts. Leave the emotion out of it. I have to make decisions. I have to make decisions based on increasing the probability of winning the football matches. Exactly. Screw the emotions. And I know what's the only reason why I'm going to make certain decisions, sometimes right, sometimes wrong, and they have to stay with that. And they know that if we want to maintain a certain standard, they are very responsible, not only during the matches, but in training sessions, the atmosphere they create, how much they care for each other. So all those things are going to be very critical, and all of them are going to play. On the head injuries with Mikel Merino and Gyökeres sustained, I think they are all good. Okay, cool. Good job. Oh, bloody hell. Interesting quote, full of bullshit. Exactly. To be honest, Arteta somehow managed to play an intentional get-out-of-jail card with Ricky Martin and still at Trossard. Can't even cuss him much. Exactly. He somehow managed to actually pull a rabbit out of his hat. Then again, saying that, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So, it tends to happen sometimes. But let's be real. If there's a big argument to be made, if Arteta picked actually a different starting 11, a more attacking starting 11, more creative starting 11, there's a big possibility we wouldn't even be in such situation and such misery. Let's be real. Because to take 72 minutes to score a goal, it's definitely not a good thing. 100% not a good thing. So it is a bit of a rough one in those terms. Definitely a bit of a rough one. But I guess it is what it is in those terms. Big up PPA. So, hey, top Gunners are getting on me. Feed me some negativity. What negativity? There is no negativity, just constructive criticism. I praised Arteta. I criticized Arteta. It goes both ways. Let's be real. Big up AFC always. Big up AFC always. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. But yeah, overall about the game, it was a rough watch. Like, to be honest, kind of didn't expect nothing less. Expected that from the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. Because first things first, playing at Bilbao is always tough, right? At San Mamés, it's difficult to play. Then again, Arsenal should be beating them, especially we beat them in preseason 3-0 very convincingly to some extent. Obviously, the first 25, 30 minutes, it looked very shaky to say the least. Very shaky to say the least. I'm not gonna lie. But afterwards, we kind of shaped it up. Obviously, Mikel Arteta did well with substitutions. Credit where credit's due for Arteta. He did good with the substitutions. He pulled the rabbit out of the hat. Let's just put it that way, right? It worked. Props to him, obviously. Big up Normski. Big up Normski for the raid. Big up my guy. Big up. If there is a man who can put Normski's link in the chat, big up to you. Big up. Would much appreciate that. Big up Normski for the raid. All I hear is we got the best depth in the league, best defense in the world. Give me some balance. Well, we have the best defensive wingers in the world. We have the best depth in the world. We have the best defense in the world. We have the best manager in the world. We have the best looking manager in the world. We have the best PR in the world. And we have the best looking dog in the world. So there's no reason why we wouldn't win anything. Atletico did press hard. And we couldn't get into gear, but decision making still, yeah. Like there was also that you could see that they were pressing hard, and also to some you could see that also our players for a very long time couldn't just click. They were losing possession. They couldn't string 2-3 passes properly together. Whenever they took a player on, they tripped over their own feet at times. Like it was a rough watch. Definitely, it was a rough watch without shadow of a doubt. But in the second half, we actually shaped up. In the second half, we definitely shaped up. My thoughts on yesterday's game was that bad. I fell asleep. Arteta's down. Well, like I'm imitating Odegaard, but hey, same thing. Don't forget the best match on car park training ground. Yes. Did you see Arteta shouting at Eze to hog the left wing when Eze? Yes, and that happened actually on multiple occasions as well. Eze was drifting into inside to get the ball to try and open up some spaces, right? On Arteta, you could hear it clear as day because for some reason San Mamés at that time was quite silent, or Mikel Arteta just was very close to the mics around the pitch, right? Mikel Arteta was yelling, no, go wide, on the line, on the sideline. Like that really pissed me off because he's making Eze into a touchline winger, something he is not, and he will never be a touchline winger, just like Gabi Martinelli. Let's be real. And that for me is a big worry. Very big worry, because if he's cutting in, you would expect Calafiori to overlap. But for some weird goddamn reason, in Mikel Arteta's eyes, Calafiori, our left back, who technically is a center back, must play a number 6 role, number 8 role, number 10 role, striker role. At some points, he's at right wing. Sometimes he's right back. He plays everywhere almost besides his position he is in half the time. And he gets cooked defensively as well sometimes. Not sometimes, quite a bit. I even predicted 2-0, but a really stinking scrappy one. It was that. And here is people, Normski's link. Go subscribe, show him some love. The Matrix. He basically takes the ultimate sacrifice. He dives into the Matrix, that is Top Gunner Matrix, to decipher it and bring us some, explanations. What the hell is happening there, to say the least. 2-1. Cole Palmer scored and Harry Kane scored a penalty. Chelsea Bayern Munich 2-1. Yeah, that game looks like it's opening up. It really is opening up. We've got a great defensive unit, but Arteta handbrake football keeps us vulnerable. Yeah. As I got shouted to stay on the touchline, but the wild horse, the sweet prince, can do whatever he likes. Yeah, he's galloping like the stallion with his hair blasting and waving through the wind like silk, and it glows in the light from the stadium, and he can do whatever he wants because he's the one. He's the Italian. He's the man. He is the Calafiori of the Calafioris of the left backs. It's all on that fraud. He buys a good hammer but uses it to unscrew a bolt, basically. He may still get the job done, but it will take so much effort and break that tool. Yeah, basically. He's trying to basically nail a screw in. He's taking a hammer and tries to nail a screw in. Hammer a screw in, yeah. Do you guys see as a bench when Saka is back? I can see Eze getting benched even without Saka being back, to be honest. I can see Eze being benched just so Martinelli plays on Sunday, to be honest, or Saturday, whenever we play City, by the way. I can even see that, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I definitely can see that. Martinelli now has scored. He's on the uprise and all this stuff. Would not be surprised if Eze is benched for Martinelli. Wouldn't surprise me a single goddamn bit. Damn, Madueke will. Nah. If Madueke returns to left wing, we might as well lock it off. Madueke on the right wing actually looks hopeful. Madueke on the left wing looks like genuinely disaster about to happen. 11 likes, people. Yeah, 11 likes only. Smash the likes. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. Yeah, it's a whole, watch as a whole bench. Yeah. What a waste of all that fanfare and hype of all the bench when everyone is fit. Well, Arteta has everything he wants. Arteta has everything he wants and needs. And now there's literally zero excuses not to win anything. Less than zero excuses. Because, and this is what Thierry Henry said. Thierry Henry said this yesterday. And he spoke nothing but facts. Thierry Henry said, right now, I will say that nobody has a team as deep as Arsenal. And to a certain extent, 100% I can agree with him. It's a must to win something this year. You cannot go back, talk about injuries, no more excuses. You have to bring in trophies. Round of applause for Titi, for King Thierry, King Henry. Round of applause because he spoke nothing but facts. Been saying this for the longest time. You have been saying this for the longest time. There's a part of Arsenal fan base who have been saying this for the longest time. When is this going to happen? When is the trophies going to start to come in? Arteta will drop Eze for Martinelli for the Man City game. I can see that. I can definitely see that. And if, by the way, and if Odegaard is not fit, Merino is going to start as well. We will have the same midfield as we had against yesterday, and we will have the same midfield as we had against Liverpool. Just watch. I'm worried he might bench Gyökeres as well on Sunday. I don't think he's going to bench Gyökeres on Sunday. I'm more worried that when Havertz comes back, he might bench Gyökeres to a certain extent. Well, it will probably be a defensive setup, so I see the same lineup on Sunday as with Liverpool, with Merino and Martinelli. I can see that, and that is my biggest worry. That is my biggest worry. He's not wrong with all players fit. We have some players out of the squad. Yeah, we have to. But there is also the thing. You have to. Mikel Arteta said himself, he needs to make decisions. Sometimes painful decisions to some extent. Who has to hold the bench for the certain game and who has to start. But you also have to pick the bench that suits the game. Starting 11 that suits the game. That should actually bring you results. Because Mikel Arteta said that he is picking a team that he thinks is gonna bring us wins. Against Liverpool, we didn't see that one single bit. Against Bilbao, it didn't look that way until Martinelli and Trossard came on as substitutes as well. So it was a very big worry. Burton Foden can't chat to Palmer. At the moment, no. Foden, we will see, will he be back or not at the moment. But yeah, Palmer at the moment, we'll see. We definitely will see. I'm all for some painful decisions. Don't care. Leaving will break my heart. Trust me, the Havertz will start over Gyökeres at certain games. I'll get ready for that. Let's see what people say in the comments under Thierry Henry's post. Let's see what people say in the comments. Let's see where the fan base sees this. We need something to show everyone that this is the right way. I cannot imagine not anyone other than Arteta managing us. I cannot imagine anyone other than Arteta managing us. But we need this to shut everyone up. If he does not win a trophy, he should still stay. Banter era was too much for my poor heart. Still stay. Yes, big teams used to come to Emirates and give us back shots. Now they can hardly score. You're still a banter to the other fans. Difference is Arteta gave you the false impression that you're going to somewhere, yet nowhere. Well, this is fact. So how many years will you wait before you change? Freaking hell, people want him to stay. If he does not win a trophy, he should still stay. We are still on this. We are still in this era. Where is the accountability? Where is all of this? Where? Thierry Henry flopped as a coach and went back to the studio to talk. They all say Liverpool is the strongest team, yet he says Arsenal must win something. Feels like a woman double dating. Bloody hell. Anything to defend Arteta. Arteta has to really sit down and ask himself what he really wants to achieve. This is with this team this season. The team's depth and quality is just amazing because it gives Arteta a chance to play whatever style he wants to because he has the players to do so. See, Arteta has the chance to play whatever style he wants. That is true, to be honest. It's just an issue that he plays shit style, and despite the tools we have at our disposal, he doesn't want to change the style. That is another topic, obviously. Well, exactly, not surprised. Henry was a great footballer, but he's a terrible human being. I say this because he not only spews negativity for clicks, but he also keeps taking deals. Arteta never gave any of the excuses even after a club let him down in the transfer window last season. What? Where did club let him down? He wanted to sign a 45 million horse, 38 million lamppost. What the hell? That's brutally honest, by Henry. We do need to win a trophy this season. We got to get the title for which we have a big squad. We can do it. These four got to be the worst team of pundits, and it's unwatchable. Oh, go watch AFTV then. I'm really disappointed our legend has become a parrot. What does playing to not lose a game has to do with winning trophies? The sole reason you have defenders and a goalie is to be able not to concede a goal and lose a game. What? This doesn't even make sense. I like the pressure from these guys looking at it from a positive side, but they should hold the other... Yeah. See, as Tete fans are crying under the comment section, truth is really bare. Exactly. This is not him trying to pressure on the manager, but this is just the basic truth. If you don't demand more this season with the kind of depth we have, then you are an enemy of this club. 100% fact. 100% fact. And he's speaking facts here. This Arsenal squad is stacked. Time to deliver. Exactly. The Fraudian code did the real brainwash with this fan base. Yeah. PSG 2-0 up against Atalanta, by the way. He said nothing but the truth. Exactly. We're going to be here by the end of the season and laugh about this. Huh? There is no must in sports. So what's the point in competitions? What's the point in World Cup? What's the point in having a footballer? What's the point in love in general? In life in general? There is no must in sports. Olympics means nothing. No sport means anything if there is no must in sports. What the hell is this statement? He's right, and I hope Arteta makes sense out of this. Arteta must bring something home. It's just a must. As usual, next season is what we will hear. Exactly. Unfortunately. This man is speaking facts. Exactly. Nothing for them end of the season. Henry speaking raw facts. Fair enough. No excuses. The trophyless European minnows are at it again. We all know the story ends. Henry has an agenda against Arteta. Too bad. Oh, fucking hell. Like, how Arteta has brainwashed this fan base is actually embarrassing and pathetic, to say the least. Literally. How can, seriously, how can people sit here openly just say that Arteta doesn't have to go if he wins nothing? Serious talk. Serious talk. Oh, by the way, if you haven't, go watch Kvaratskhelia goal he just scored against Atalanta. Phenomenal goal. I really like that, playing not to lose. That mentality got us 14 draws, and it would be fine if we won the rest of them. 14 draws, that's 14 points, 28 games. 28 games, that's 60, 84, 98 points. 98 points, I would take that. 98 points. This works if you win the rest of the games. That's 98 points. That wins you the league. Unless, well, you have one of those anomaly seasons when you have Centurions and all that stuff. Like Invincibles got 12 draws, but the rest 26 games were exactly. 12 draws, 26 wins. 78. Yeah. Exactly. Like, make it make sense. Serious talk. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This is nuts, to say the least. But to be honest, overall speaking, I'm happy that Arsenal won. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy that Arsenal won. Couldn't be more happier. Couldn't be more happier. Anyways, let's talk some football. And when I mean football, I mean FPL. Okay, people. Let's talk this through, because we need to have some serious discussions. Same. I'm not gonna lie, same. I'm honestly unsure how to feel about the season. Same. We need. I think we're gonna get potentially partial understanding how this season could go when we are about 10 games deep in Premier League specifically. If we look at the schedule, right, Arsenal we have played 4 games, correct? Correct. We have played 4 games. We have played 4 games, right? So that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, the 10th game is against Burnley away, November the 1st, basically. I think after these 10 games in Premier League specifically, we could gather around and kind of figure out where this season might go, because that is almost it's a bit more than core of the season gone, right? 25% of the Premier League season. I think then we will see what is what, but until then, it will be very hard to make any actually proper conclusions. Anyhow, people, FPL, I need your help. Shamelessly, I'm happy with the win yesterday. Same. One moment I was fuming with that, jumping in my seat. Yeah, but that's how football goes. That's what being a sports fan in general is. Let's be real. If you support a team, you can cuss them out for, let's just say, 90% of the game. But if you win in the end, you will be happy. You will be happier than ever. You don't have to be satisfied with the performance. You don't have to be satisfied with certain players. But in the end, if your team won, happy days. Let's be real. But yeah, FPL. Deadline day is Saturday the 20th. 1 p.m. Like, I will be asleep then, I think, still. But yeah, I need to make some changes, I think. Chris Wood is playing Burnley away, right? With Postecoglou in the wheel. I think I'm going to do this substitute. Chris Wood, Manchester United away, right? United are shit, so I wouldn't be against this, right? Semenyo against Newcastle at home. I think he will do good. João Pedro, Grealish. Like, for me, the Grealish situation is a bit of a worry. I'm not gonna lie. Grealish situation is a bit of a worry. Chelsea at home for the Ligt on the bench. How much money do I have to spend? 7.1 million. One free transfer I have. I'm not qualified to talk about it. Why not? What happened? What did you do? What did you do? Why not? Why not? Wait, my bad. Why not? I'm just thinking now. I will play Pope. I will definitely play Pope in goal. I think against Bournemouth, even though he's gonna concede, I think with the defense and the saves he's gonna make, he will be solid. I definitely believe so. So that definitely would be good enough. Timber with Man City at home against that left side, I think that also will be good enough. Van de Ven, Brighton away. I think Brighton is gonna attack, so they will be openings. Pedro Porro, they're gonna attack, so definitely gonna be okay. Semenyo, Elanga, Neto, and Pedro will be okay. If I put in, substitute for Richarlison, definitely gonna put in Chris Wood. I just don't know who to make the captain. Let's make him the captain, and let's make Semenyo the vice captain. Semenyo is in a great form. Atletico Madrid have scored 2-1. Llorente from Raspadori's assist. Interesting. Right on stroke of halftime, though. Had a stinker of 62 points and kind of 62 points is very good. The average was 61. The average was 61 last weekend. No, 63. You were on the verge of average. I had 671 points. I had 71 points. I didn't do that hot myself. My defense and Semenyo carried me. And João Pedro with the assist. Besides that, Neto, Richarlison, Elanga, Grealish had stinkers. I'm not gonna lie. Big team. Let's go back. But yeah, I need some changes. Brighton away, Richarlison. For me, Richarlison is a 50-50 one because I don't know what's going to happen with Solanke as well. Solanke as well has me a bit worried in those terms. I'm not going to lie. So that's a bit of a different story. João Pedro. Man United away. Like, I don't know how Chelsea will fare against Man United away. That for me is the biggest thing. United are shit. I know that much. United are bad, so I wouldn't look too much into it. Everton versus Liverpool. This Merseyside derby always brings something to the table. For me, the thing is, I really believe that Tarkowski is gonna get a yellow, which is a big red flag for me. Then again, if I put the Ligt in there, he's gonna concede lots of goals and he's still gonna ruin me. This week doesn't seem good on points, a few shaky games, but the week after is probably triple captain worthy. Most likely, something like that. Not this weekend, but the next two afterwards, I think that's the ones where I could dive a bit deeper into it. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. I have one sub to make. What are the games? I'm just thinking about this. Sunderland, Villa, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Arsenal, City. Like, I don't want to put in a City player. I'm very tempted to put in a Liverpool player, though. I'm really tempted to take out, let's just say, Elanga and put a Liverpool player in. I'm really tempted about that. But I don't know what team Liverpool are gonna start. What's Liverpool's starting 11 today against Atletico Madrid? Alisson, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Gravenberch, Salah, Isak, and Gakpo. I'm thinking about Salah. Is it worth putting Salah back into the team? Instead of Grealish, is it worth putting Salah back into the team? That for me is the biggest question mark. That for me is the biggest question mark at the moment. Is it worth it? Let's just put it that way. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? How much is Salah, by the way? Mohamed Son. Salah is 14.5 million. I cannot even afford him, by the way. Could put Grealish on the bench. Wait, Liverpool players, right? Where are Liverpool players? Where are Liverpool players? Virgil, Salah, Gakpo, Szoboszlai. I think Gravenberch could be the one. Big up Eros, Mikel music, Benteke music, and all the DC music in the building. Like and subscribe, people. I've doubled up on Bournemouth players. I know it's Newcastle. F it, whatever. I get it. I get it. I'm thinking about this right now. Could I get a Liverpool player? Could I get a Liverpool player in? Ekitike is a forward, unfortunately, so I need to look at midfielders, right? I'm kind of tempted to sell Mbuemo. Right? That gives me 15.1 million. 15.1. I could get Salah, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about Salah. Although, wait. Let me check this. Mohamed Salah's record against Everton. 8 goals, 2 assists in 13 games. Okay. Last year he tends to perform against them on consistent basis. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Substitute for Grealish. Let's do it like this. Yeah, big up Benteke music. Big up Eros, my guy. It's a home game, exactly. Merseyside derbies always tend to be scrappy and tend to be very rough. And that, for me, is why Tarkovsky I'm very tempted to take out and put De Ligt in. Then again, De Ligt versus Chelsea and United are shit, and they're going to concede most likely, and all this stuff. It also doesn't work well for me. Then again, Liverpool under Moise. Everton plays some decent football. Hold on. What about this? Could this work? 14 likes, big up to you all. Like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe. Could this work? I don't know, that this Everton thing is just a bit weird for me. That Merseyside. I'm even confident enough to put Alisson in goal. Although my second choice is Raya, so it doesn't matter. How's Van de Ven doing for me? Well, wait, let me save my team. Van de Ven has been in my team just for one game, and he got me 14 points. He scored a goal, got a clean sheet, he got a bonus, and he played 79 minutes. I put him in for one game, and that's the game where he performed the best. Like, he actually scored the 3-0 against West Ham. So I kind of lucked out. I put Porro and Van de Ven, and it worked. Plus, they're playing Brighton away. next weekend. So I'm thinking about this very heavily. I know that Brighton is going to be attacking. Porto is going to whip in crosses as well. And so that's why I'm thinking about this. I'm really thinking about this. For me, Van de Ven is doing very decently to say the least. One game, 14, 1 weekend, 14 points. I'm happy about that. Porto as well, 1 weekend, 6 points. For me, the defense, last weekend defense specifically carried my team because I got 71 points last weekend and my defense alone got about 50 of them. Like literally 50. So definitely. Porto is on cross. Yeah, Porto tends to be on free kicks quite a bit. He shoots a lot from distance. Well, tends to shoot. He also crosses in general a lot and everything. He's on corners, I think, as well. Big up, Sean. Big up, Sean. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking about this maybe. Pope, Timba, Van de Ven, Tarkovsky, Porro, Salah, Elanga. Hold on. The captain. Must captain Salah, though. Must captain Salah. I'm very undecided, to be honest, about Elanga and Neto. Which one should I put in the midfield? Or should I put 3 attackers just in general? I'd like to point. No, he's still here. He is still here, unfortunately. Mickey Ross is still in the building. Mickey Ross, Waffle House settings, still in the house. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, that for me is the big thing. But yeah, I think the team. I think I'm gonna roll with this team. I'm gonna roll with the punches. I might do the last second switch up with Neto in for Grealish. That would be the last one. But otherwise, yeah. I was thinking about 3 at the back, but for me, the 4 at the back so far has been quite solid. I'm gonna test it out still. So we'll see what's gonna happen. We'll see what's gonna happen because I can also put a midfielder in for him, and it's gonna change to 3-5-2 or something like that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Nah, it's not your surname. It's none of that. It's Mickey Ross, Mikkel Music, Mikkel House, Waffle House, and all that stuff. It's all about that. Mickey Ross. It kind of has stuck with me because Curtis says that a lot. It's Mickey Ross settings when he does the Waffle House and everything. It has really stuck with me. I need to somehow get rid of it because I say it a lot on streams as well when I do the press conference reactions. So we'll see. We'll see. It comes from Curtis Shaw, basically. Like he said, and it has stuck with me a bit. So we'll see. But yeah. Anyways, anything new? Nothing new in the games. But yeah, people, good stream. Nice to be back. Nice to feel healthy as well. Mickey Ross, you and Curtis deserve many time out to consider your actions. Don't tempt fate. Do not tempt fate, Mickey Ross. Need Atletico to do well. They scored on the stroke of halftime, so maybe there will be something. But yeah, people, first stream after being sick, quite nice, feeling good. Go check out my YouTube short, which I uploaded today, and TikTok as well. It's the same one. Tomorrow there will be another YouTube short, another TikTok, talking about the Newcastle game specifically, where I spoke about Newcastle and how I'm shitting myself about the Newcastle game. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, for today, I'm gonna be signing off. So, have a nice evening. Have a nice day. Enjoy football because Champions League is going on. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Tomorrow's more Champions League. We're gonna be live tomorrow as well, of course. Maybe tomorrow I can get someone on the show. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw some bait around. Basically, gonna inquire about some people because I know people also stream mostly and they don't have time when I go live, which is quite annoying because the time zones is a bitch. Let's just say it as it is. It's really what's annoying in all of these time zones more specifically. But we'll see what is what. But for today, I'm going to be signing off. So take care, like the stream, subscribe for new, and see you all tomorrow. Peace.